Hello again, hope you had a nice weekend, and welcome back to the show. If you're new to the show, hi, I'm Terence McGuana, and today we're going to be talking about Requiem for a Dream from 2000. Throughout the last 20 years since this film's released, there's always been people that have either they fall into two brackets. One is like, why have you never seen Requiem for a Dream? Are you mad? You call yourself a film fan? And in the other category, don't watch Requiem for a Dream. Honestly, you'll just be depressed for weeks. You'll cause yourself some harm watching that. I just made the assumption throughout the last 20 years that Requiem for a Dream was in the tradition of other addiction dramas. Films such as 1962's The Days of Wine and Roses, starring Jack Lemmon and Lee Remick. That is a powerful film about alcohol addiction and how the two characters lead each other down that slippery slope of depression and despair. Another one that strikes me as one of the best is The Boost with James Woods and Sean Young, where this couple just disintegrate into cocaine addiction and violence. It is a genre in itself. To an extent, the tragic drug-related, alcohol-related despair story, and Requiem for the Dream is probably the most powerful that I've ever witnessed. Requiem for a Dream is one of the most powerful addiction dramas that I've ever seen, and the reason I find that is because it really invites you to go inside the heads of these characters. You are experiencing life through their eyes for the majority of the film. There are so many interesting little editing techniques. The editing in this is absolutely magnificent. Never seen editing as tight and as so focused on the composition of the sequence than I've seen in this. You know, it really is powerful, the way that this film really absorbs you, and it's just tremendous, absolutely tremendous. I just thought this was another drug movie, like Panic in Needle Park, one of the most depressing heroin addiction films I've ever seen in my life, starring my little friend Al Pacino. That was Panic in Needle Park is it gets so depressing to the point it actually becomes hilarious. I know that sounds really cold, but these characters go through so much suffering through their addiction that you can't stop yourself from laughing uncontrollably. It's like, really, is the world that grey? Is it that grim? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I believe that there's some hope in the world, and even though Panic in Needle Park was not the film that was going to deliver that, I couldn't convince myself that the world was this cruel. But with Requiem for a Dream, there's no escaping it. This film locks your head in a vice and makes you empathise with these characters, and it is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. I feel more moved by this now than I did when I watched it. Strangely, this is I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon, right? Sunday afternoon, August something or other, and I watched it on Friday night. I was in a good mood because I'd finished my work, you know, and the weekend was about to get started, and I thought to myself, it's time to tackle this. 20 years is too long, let's get it on. Requiem for a Dream. Requiem for a Dream, sat down and watched it. The effect that it had on me was that I was just playing it around in my head. That music there, jin, 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 that was going through my head all weekend. It's still here just now. It's almost like became my theme music, right? I was surprised that this film did not put me into a depressing funk, which some films in the past have been successful to achieve. I'll give you an example, Cannibal Holocaust. I watched that once. Why did I watch that? Because I'm an idiot. And it just put me into an absolute slump for weeks. You know, you would go to work and just feel, I just felt like I didn't belong. You know, that film could really push me into a really somber place. Another one was Last House on the Left, the original 70s one. It's not so bad, but it seems to be hanging over me now like a cloud. It's like the cloud of this film is following me now. I felt educated. I felt like I'd seen a film and the acting is just second to none. I was a bit unsure about Jared Leto at first. I've never really rated him as an actor, and I quite like what he's done here. I think what Darren Aronofsky, you thought I was going to mess that one up, didn't you? Darren Aronofsky, he is composing this like the way advertisements were so commonplace at the time. They were bringing that visual style to the big screen, and I think Darren Aronofsky, this movie felt nostalgic in the way that the advertisement style, the advertising, the shooting style, some of the lighting techniques were so prevalent. I think that the casting of Jared Leto, who at the time looked very svelte and sort of boyish, just like a Calvin Klein model, I felt that that was purposefully done. I think that was purposefully done to have Jared Leto represent the hip youth of the day, and his descent into just complete despair is just absolutely heartbreaking. You feel less so for him because you already see him, and he's an addict as the story begins, stealing his mother's television, and as the story progresses you lean more towards Ellen Burstyn's character, because she is so lonely, and she's so full of hope for something that is so trivial. Being on a television commercial, wearing a red dress, losing weight, taking diet pills, and ending up addicted to amphetamines. It is quite a disgusting viewing experience to see someone just be completely and utterly stripped of their humanity by these chemical substances. The standout performance for me was Jennifer Connelly. I know that Ellen Burstyn is a terrific actor, and this is probably the best performance that I've ever seen her do, but for me the standout was Jennifer Connelly. Marlon Wayans is a revelation. To see him not in a goofy comedy for once is really interesting to watch, and his performance is not perfect. Every character in this is not perfect. It is totally in tune with what the cinematographer, the editor, the director, they are completely in tune with what these actors are doing. You know, there's no ad-libbing in this film. Nothing in it is made on the cuff. This looks to me that this was storyboarded within an inch of its life, you know, structured with every single camera move, having the cameras locked on Jennifer Connelly's face after she is just powerful to watch. And when they've got Marlon Wayans running and it's following him and stuff, they've never seen anything as eerie as that. I suppose I should say something about the plot, but Requiem for a Dream is not a plot film. There are, you know, drug deals going on. There are things that characters are paying attention to, but it's really just about how disconnected everyone is, and drugs just amplify that. Drugs just amplify the issues that we already have. The film does telegraph early on what it's aiming for, where they have an intimate scene between Jared Leto and Jennifer Connelly. They're laying in bed together, but the director has chosen a split screen, and it just illustrates the disconnect that people have for each other, the loneliness. Even though you may be lying in bed with someone, you may be drinking down the pub with someone, you're not really being intimate with them. You're not really making that connection. And these characters all experience this. Each character longs for some sort of just connection. Requiem for a Dream is a classic film in the sense that it is harping back to the silent era. The dialogue, all the information, the plot, the exposition dumps, that is all fluff. That is all fluff. It's the image, it's the stark image in contrast with the music. The music is playing out these scenes with each emotional beat. Anytime a character is hurt in any way, such as, you know, the shock treatment sequence, the music completely amplifies that. It amplifies the pain that these people are going through. Sometimes after I've watched a sad or depressing film, I usually have a standby antidote. Something like The Last Dragon, or Condor Man, Sheena, Superman, Star Wars. These films will take me right out of that funk. I try anyway. But you know yourself, if you feel low and depressed, nothing can change that. It could be your birthday, it could be your anniversary, it could be Christmas Day, and you just can't face it. I understand that feeling, but I would just like to say that if you are feeling this way right now, if you are feeling sad and lonely and depressed, it will go away. It will pass. Nothing lasts forever. Sometimes you feel sad because of real issues in the world. You don't have enough money, you don't have enough food, you're going to get kicked out of your house. These are real issues, but you need to remain strong, you need to remain positive, and you need to reach out for help. You need to ask. And if anything, you want to talk to me about anything, just ask. I'm in the comments, I'm on Instagram, just go for it, right? I love talking to people about films, and I also love talking to people about anything. It's absolutely critical that you keep yourself safe and healthy. That's the thing as well about life, you know, there's things to look forward to. The new Candyman movie's coming out. A lot of things are going to happen. They're going to get better. If you don't like me very much, right, and you want me to watch more depressing films, leave a comment and I'll respond to you. I'll give them a go, I'll watch them and give you another sad, somber review just like this. And if you like this channel, give us a like. If you don't like the channel, give us a thumbs down. And if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. I would like to end this video by quoting one of my favourite television detectives, Detective Ken Hutchison from the TV show Starsky and Hutch, aka David Soul. Don't give up on us, baby. Don't make the wrong seem right. The future isn't just one night.
Oh, you're prepared to be amazed. Do you like 1960s sort of psychedelic movies with sort of cool clothes and stuff like that?
Yeah, I love the first one.
Let's get it on.